Hello and welcome to Sri Lanka's number one sports hub, the Papare.com. We are live from the SSC tennis courts for this final of the ladies in the SSC Open match between Neyara, Weerawansa and Sajida, Razick. Both players are on the courts for the coin toss. As I'm joined in the commentary box by Ganga. Ganga, very good morning to you.
Good morning. Now. Good morning now. I think lovely skies today for our women's singles match. The weather has been kind to us for the majority of the part. Usually it's a very weather-driven tournament, the SSC, so a little bit cool as well probably should help the players for a good fight.
Yes, indeed. As I was walking in, I thought much more cooler conditions to play some quality tennis. If you could brief us on how these players have coming to the final?
Yes, I think this is Sajida's first major final in the women's category. So I think it's a good opportunity for her to see her test her out in this stage. Whereas Neyara, who's I think already won this tournament, I think 2 previous years. So she's already been in this stage as well, and as a member of the Billie Jean King Cup team, she's a little bit more experienced on this stage. Of course, Sajida has a big scalp on the way of defeating the current national champion Rukshika Vijayasuriya straight sets, and whereas Neyara had went through. Came as the 4th seed, came through all the matches in straight sets. So I'm joined by my fellow team member of the Billie Jean King Cup, Janali Manamperi, also one of the organizers, a player. I think she was helping out in training the ball girls. She's the Jill of all trades at SSC, I would say. Good morning, Janali.
Good morning. Nice to be here.
It's a new role for you in the commentary box.
Yep. I think this will be happening quite a few years.
Yes, I think it's important the senior players to keep contributing to the game. I think, and also keep playing. I think that's where we really lack in the previous years, where after 18. So it's really nice to see players such as yourself, still keeping in the game and still contributing and giving back to the game. So, of course, I think Neyara best as your doubles partner. How do you rate how she was doing in this tournament?
Well, she has been performing quite well in this tournament. She's been a very confident player, and I mean she's won her matches very easy. So I don't really know how she will cope up a tough match here, but I think she's pretty confident in getting through this match.
Yes, and what do you think of Sajida, especially after a big win like the current national champion? That's a big confidence booster for any player. So how much of a impact do you think that will carry into this match for Sajida?
Yeah, so Sajida, at the previous tournament, she went on to a 3-setter with Rukshika. So I think after that, she probably has a lot of confidence, but beating Rukshika here in straight sets would really bring a lot to her game. And she's probably confident in pulling this match through as well.
So I think the players are just begun their warm-ups. I'm not sure who won the toss and elected, but Neyara has won the toss and elected to serve first. Yeah, like I mentioned before, it's starting off with it's a nice climate to play in, but I'm sure as the match goes on and you playing into noon, it'll get a little bit warmer. Whereas for the men's match, it starts at 1. It will always start getting cooler back into the evening. I'm sure they have been hydrating from yesterday and, done the prep. Both look in good shape, and it's nice to see Neyara without any strappings and, things. I've always seen Neyara throughout her career with some sort of strap, so it's nice to see that she's
1 minute.
It's nice to see Neyara without any strapping in that sense.
Just looking at how they made into the final, Sajida Razick won 6-4, 6-1 against Rushika Vijayasuriya in the round of 16. In her quarterfinals, Sajida defeated Nalini Jayasuriya 6-3, and in the semi-final she defeated Vishmi Serasinghe 6-1, 6-4 on her way to the final, while Neyara Weerawansa defeated Anitra Dharmaratna 6-4 in the round of 16, and in the quarterfinal Dinitya Dharmaratna 6-1, 6 Dinara De Silva 6-1, 6-2. Now into the final, Sajida and Neyara. I think generally, how do you rate these two players when it comes to big games? I think Sajida has made into a major final for the first time. So how do you rate these two players?
I mean, both of them playing, but even though Neyara has been at this stage of the tournament, she also hasn't played with this much of a crowd and having this match telecasted live, so that might have an impact on their playing today, but I hope they don't take this to their head and just always do.
I believe in terms of experience, Weerawansa will have the upper hand.
Yeah, she has played this final before, she has won this tournament before, so she's probably more confident and knows what to do here at big stages. But Sajida has played a lot of tennis as well. She has played a few international tournaments as well, so she probably can handle it as well.
Yes, I think that's somewhere I think we have to improve on our tennis calendar once you come into the Opens, the amount of matches in. Anyway, here we go. Good serve out wide to start with from
15 love,
causing the error of Sajida's racket. It's 15 all. I think cutting down Neyara's unforced errors would play a big part in her how.
Wait, please.
A little bit of a shaky start here by Neyara. Playing in this stage, I'm sure I think you can relate to over the last 2 years. Do you really think about the cameras, or like it's never been, it's not a normal thing for a tennis player? How much does that really affect you in your match?
I mean, it does. I think this is the only tournament with
Out.
also for a player like Neyara, I think
15 fault.
she does think about the outside a little bit more.
Yes.
So a little bit for her.
Of course, when you play for your country and your teammates, and in that sense,
For serve. Fault. Out. Deuce.
Sajida couldn't capitalize on that breakpoint opportunity. As you can see in the replay, just a bit of, I think both players are a little bit on the shaky start.
Net
Just
for
making
serve.
balls in this situation is the best thing to do. Just work yourself into the match. Neyara again winning the longest rallies here. I think both players have to just go through the motions a little bit in the first, just settle themselves in the match. It's been more of unforced errors than real shot making in the first game so far.
Yeah. Out.
I would say a
Game Weerawansa
important
first
hold in the
game.
first game for Neyara. So Janli, have you been watching the Australian Open at all? Or?
Yeah, I have been watching. quite a
Okay.
few.
It's a game to Neyara. One love. Any particular matches that really caught your eye, or?
I mean, Murray pulling through
Oh, yes.
so many matches. That's
Yes.
like, I mean, that's so much love for the game to come back after
And-
almost
and-
retiring.
And the manner he did so, with especially in the Kokanaki's match,
Yeah.
he was 2 sets and 5-2 down.
I mean,
Yes.
that's just pure love for
Yeah,
the game.
it's to turn a 5-set match from
5-2
that
down.
situation
Yeah.
with a metal hip, and it's So there was a tweet by him some time ago saying he's met the doctor who said that he will get him walking but will never ever play professional sport. So I think it's an amazing, test of what the human spirit can do in that sense, to play. And I think unfortunately that late match probably costed him the next round. He's had a very slow start. Anyway, Sajida to serve, second game.
Lagi boleh kan? Betul kan?
Finally, we see a winner by one of the players. It's a good use of the forehand from behind the court from Sajida to dictate that point. Good use of the feet there by Sajida and finishing the point at the net. I feel that's an area where our young players have to really improve to use the full court and use the net. I feel how the game has progressed. There's a lot of baseline to baseline, but as we spoke about the Australian Open, how at that level also the net is used. So good down the line winner by Neyara's backhand.
30-15.
I think Neyara has to capitalize on her backhand a little bit more since that's her stronger stroke.
Yes. But I generally feel if Neyara can manage her unforced errors, she's got more of the upper hand.
Fault.
Because she has a good aggressive mindset, which really helps, So
Out.
but I wouldn't mind that because she's stepping into that second serve and trying to put pressure on Sajida's second serve. So yes, she did miss that shot, but I think she's got to do a lot more of that and start stepping in and putting a lot of pressure on Sajida's second serve.
Oh dear.
Sajida.
40.
50.
Net for serve.
I think Neyara was caught in two minds there whether to leave it or not. But anyway, 1-1. Again, I think that was a very positive hold by Sajida.
Razick.
I think that ball was clearly going in. She had to commit to that a little bit earlier.
අරගෙන බෝල් ඉල්ලගෙන අරගෙන මේ පැත්තේ මේ අර බෝල් එක දැන් net එකේදී.
It's getting quite warm in here as well.
Yes, we were just talking about how the conditions cool, but the sun is out. I would say this is more cricket weather than tennis weather in that sense.
Yeah.
Fault.
Neyara will get a lot of balls in the middle of the court where she has to capitalize. I think that's going to be her general game.
15 love.
She's been serving quite well this tournament as well, so she's got to keep it going.
Love.
Oh, superb stepping into the court and going for that volley. Sorry, for that forehand winner from Sajida. So far, it's been two positive plays by both players. Again, shortish second serve into the forehand of Sajida, and Sajida steps in and makes good use of that. So I think a key would be here for both players to make a lot of first serves. But moment the pressure is on the second serve. So with both players, they're trying to step in and make use of that second serve. So another unforced error by Neyara. Both of
deuce.
Yes, it's deuce. So both of Neyara's service games going into deuce. Just caught that line. Advantage to Neyara. And the long rallies are now going Sajida's way. It was a long rally, a couple of balls on the lines. It's deuce, back to deuce. Again, serve out wide to the forehand, and he keeps helping the cause for Neyara here.
Advantage, Weerawansa. Fall. Out.
Out again, punishing that second serve.
Deuce.
Criticality of the first serve is shown.
Ball.
Service game, I think.
Ball.
Looks like Sajida is winning all the longer points and Neyara is cutting it short.
Yes, I think it's. They both have very two similar game styles in my sense. I think.
Out.
Again, the unforced errors, as I mentioned before. If I feel this is going to come down to a case of Neyara's unforced errors.
Bowling. Bowling.
I feel Sajida is a very well-drilled player who's going to be comfortable going side to side.
Yeah.
And there you go. That's the first break of the match.
Game Razick.
Sajida
Razick lead
leading two games to 1.
Sajida is going to grind down a lot of balls and get it in. She's going to keep the ball going.
Yes, I think just what the 3 games have just shown is it's going to be very basic tennis in a lot of the sense, and it's how Neyara really manages her unforced errors. But she will have to go for her strokes. That's where she will get the points in. But if she can, like I think the last game had more than 3 unforced errors, where in from real positive situations.
We have the main sponsor for this tournament to make SSC, the tennis championship, possible, First Capital. And there are co-sponsors, Parent Sons, Head, Yeti and Demo, that has been there with SSC throughout the maybe like 3 to 4 years. And without these sponsors, I don't think this tournament would be possible. So I'd like to thank all of them for being a part of this great tournament.
Yes, and especially post-COVID, when finding sponsors has been a real nightmare for, I think, not only tennis but for many sports. I think the fact that First Capital and all the other co-sponsors have come in. I think First Capital has a 3-year agreement with SSC, which is amazing. I've never seen something like that before in the tennis scene. So to support the tennis, I think it's been really, really good. Sajida to serve.
Out.
Again, aggressive play by Neyara.
Love 15. Out.
Again, not capitalizing on a second serve.
15 all.
She should just move in and get her feet in position there. That caused the miss hit.
This game is going to be really important for Sajida to hold, to get a good lead ahead.
Yes, that would put real pressure back on Neyara. She'll have to play catch up.
Out. 15-30.
I think that was a very percentage return by Neyara. I feel, those are the shots that's going to make the difference, where it was deep and down the middle, where it didn't give Sajida any space to go for create an angle and force the error out.
Pause.
Again, not capitalizing on a second serve.
30 all.
It's a fantastic use of the angle, just made use of that little stroke of luck,
30,
maybe
40.
with the net cord, but didn't let that unfazed Neyara and put away on the cross-court short angle. So Sajida facing a break point against her own serve now. That's a familiar come on from Neyara for breaking back. I feel Sajida could have managed that game better, especially after getting that break. I think she was being a little bit conservative on her serves. She was trying to just make the first serves with a little bit of spin rather than actually going for it. But I think this is where international tennis and watching a lot of tennis comes in play, how you handle these situations.
Pause.
It's good use of Neyara's forehand again in the middle of the court.
15 love. Wait, please. Wait.
Okay, she's now finally finding the string of
30
winners.
love.
Neyara settling into the game pretty well now, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes I think it helps to keep yourself in check when you sometimes go down a break and reassess yourself. It's the fact that she broke back straight back.
Yeah,
It's,
giving a little bit of confidence.
good use of the court by Neyara,
40 love.
dragging her deep and then putting in the slice drop shot. I think that is what liquid of experience does, where she's not afraid to go for those slicers and get the drop shots in. This is where I feel Sajida can really improve on her game, just getting a little bit of more variety in. I think in the previous game she did come to net and get some volleys, so I think especially to beat a player like Neyara, you got to give her a mix of a lot of different kinds of balls and not get her into a rhythm.
Pause.
out and a strong hold by Neyara, and it's a
Game Weerawansa.
fantastic way she responded
Weerawansa lead 3
from
to
going
2.
down 2-1 to come back to break and get back on serve at 3-2. Coming back to the Australian Open, I think even yesterday Djokovic's match was amazing. Match where he had to really dig deep in that first set. Djokovic pulled all his tricks out of the bag against Dimitrov, and after he won that first set, it was smooth sailing. But I felt that if he lost that first set, could have potentially even looking at an early exit. Whereas this tournament, a lot of the top seeds have been, especially in the men's, where Nadal and Medvedev and Ruud all suffered early exits in that sense.
I think Djokovic is looking to get his 22nd title.
Yes, I think it just looks inevitable. He looks in sublime form.
Yeah.
So Neyara, Sajida to serve. 3-2 on your screen. You see there was Dinesh Kant and Sajida's coach. It's another former player, Ajini Gunawardana. It's nice to see some former players and everybody coming and watching the SSC finals. It's always been a nice day out, the finals day. Sajida to serve. Again, Neyara getting in the court. I think she's been doing that all week. I think that's something young players should really learn from her, where you hit that ball deep and anticipate that short ball and get in the court. Her court positioning there was quite good. Again, it's amazing when she cuts down her unforced errors. How sublime she looks. But saying that, I think this is the challenge for Sajida now. How is she gonna draw those errors out of Neyara?
Out.
Neyara's got to minimize those if she wants to keep ahead.
I think in general, the way this game is structured, there are a lot of points. Of course, you can't be winning every point, but if I was Neyara, I would say, okay, that's my one unforced error for the game. It's that she has her attacking game style anyway. It's
Pretty
inevitable
aggressive.
the errors are going to come, but it's just about minimizing
Ball.
them. Again, pushed back, and probably I think she should have gone a little bit longer there. It's amazing what in the space of 2 points how the game looks from 30 love, hitting 2 winners and then 2 unforced errors, just making it 30 all. This is how cruel and beautiful this game, I would say. small dispute. Okay, the umpire has overruled. I also felt that was slightly long, which I think Sajida also kind of knew.
30-40.
30-40, important point here.
Out.
Again, drawing that error off the high backhand. So maybe that's something where Sajida is trying to pin Neyara on that line call. Did you see how the Australian Open is using automated line calls? I think that's just amazing.
Yeah, that's so much of technology in there. It's amazing. But I also kind of missed the whole line umpiring.
Yes, but I think as a player, knowing that there's your calls are not going to be disputed, or you're not going to get I mean, of course you'll get very unlucky in sometimes where it's just maybe a millimeter it touches the line, but all in all I think it's more of a very fair ground now.
Out.
Another error off the backhand. This is how quickly this game can change. And another rule I've seen is
Advantage Razick.
between the sets where the players are getting coached. So that adds a new dimension to the sport, but I feel I'm a very traditional player, and I'm not really, I feel like it's the two players out there who want to battle it out, and fantastic use of the court. I think it's clear what Sajida is trying here. She's pulling her out wide on the backhand and getting that short ball to draw the error out and to get her into an attacking position.
Sajida is very good at hitting the ball very deep on the court and trying to get those short balls to really capitalize on the point.
I think that's one real quality I've seen inside her. She looks very unfazed, whether you wouldn't know whether she's winning or losing if you just watch her without the score. It could work in both ways. But again,
Out.
good attacking play by Neyara. But in terms of
15 love.
sometimes you need that little extra oomph, so
I
she
think
can.
Neyara's got that going.
Yes, definitely.
Neyara's trying
15 all.
to take charge of the point, but she's throwing a little bit of errors in here.
I think it's still important that she still builds up the point. She has to be patient and start building the point. I think in the last point of the previous game, Sajida did that very beautifully. She put those 3 deep backhands to draw that shot.
Out.
Again, another error off the backhand.
15-30.
Again, another error of the Neyara racket. A very
15,
crucial
40.
point here. Again, I think this is where I think Neyara can just take her time. Maybe go to a towel. It's a little cues. I think you learn a lot by watching the pros.
Out.
Again, going for too much again.
Game Razick.
It's
Razick
4-3
leading 4
to
games to 3
Sajida.
in first set.
So we have a very special guest joining in the commentary box now, Anjalika Kurera, our two-time national champion and Fed Cup legend at this state, I would say. I remember pulling a amazing match against that Pakistan #1 player. So Anjalika, what have you been up to? I haven't seen you in this tournament. කොහොමද අංජලිකා වගේ ස්ටඩීස් හොඳට යනවද මේ ටෝර්නමන්ට් එක අපි දැක්කේ නැහැ සෙල්ලම් කරනවා
Yeah, everything is going fine. I missed this tournament because of my exam, but hoping to play the tournament in next year.
It's very positive for me to hear, to see the over 18 girls to keep competing. So what do you think of the final so far?
I think both are playing a very good match. Tough. I think Sajida is playing very good in this age, and also Neyara is always playing the best. So I hope the best will win the match so far.
So we were discussing about how these finals, with the cameras. I think last year you played the final against Janali here. How much does this occasion, the cameras, how much does it affect? Does it affect you, or you didn't really feel that much about that? Or
I played a lot of tournaments in front of the camera, so it doesn't affect me. But I think Sajida is little confused with the camera, but I think Neyara she's okay with that.
So your money is on Neyara then?
No, not like that.
See Sajida on the. So Neyara trying to leave the ball.
15 love.
And that will go down in a winner's count in Sajida's racket. I think it's a very important game, this.
Wait, please. Out.
Again, another unforced error from the Neyara racket.
30 love.
She has to manage her some game management here, for really get back in this. The momentum is slowly shifting against her.
Out. 40 love.
So Anjalika, when will we see you back on a tournament from the next tournament, or what is your?
Yeah, I'm playing the next tournament.
I think it's very important. I was just again.
Razick lead 5 games to 3.
Again. Saying how important do you think, Anjalika, it is the older players keep playing? Like, do you, how important do you think that's going to help us to go as a country forward in the tennis scene, especially on the girls' side?
I think it's important, and also it's important to keep leading. So Neyara is down 5-3. I think she needs to come back. Otherwise, she'll be in a difficult problem, and she needs to be more consistency on her game.
Out.
Okay, I think Neyara is making a lot of errors now. I think she has to manage this. Let me try and pick your brains. If you're making a lot of errors, what do you tell yourself? This is for the younger listeners. What do you tell in a situation like this when you're down?
When I'm down, I always think to change the game.
Okay.
To change the game plan. I think that's my that's my in every game I do that thing. So it helped me to come back.
Out.
Again, I think Sajida just sticking to her basic plan of making that ball deep.
Love
think
30.
Again, she looks very unfazed, and that's really helping her through this match. Angelika, have you been watching the Australian Open?
Yeah, I'm watching the Australian Open.
Which match did you comes to your mind straight away these last days? Which one did you watch probably?
I watched Medvedev and Korda's match. I think
Yes.
that's the best match I ever seen in the Australian Open tournament.
Any of the women's matches you caught your eye? Which caught your eye?
I don't watch a lot of women's tournaments, but I always watch a men's tournament.
Any particular reason for that, Angelika?
Love 40.
Because when men's playing, I think they are so different from women's.
Okay. Again, it's one-way traffic here. But I think that again, she was in the court and
15,
she was in
40.
a good position. Even I know she missed that in the net and going over the high part of the net. But I think the positions that Sajida is in the court is quite positive. And there it is. That's the first
Game
set.
and first set.
So thank you, Angelika,
Razick
for joining
leads
us
6 games to
briefly.
3.
Nice to see you back in the tennis arena. Hope to see you playing again soon.
Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you.
So that's the first set. That's the first set to Sajida. I think a solid display where she forced Neyara the errors towards the end. But it's funny how quickly this game can change. We have the tournament director, so Chamika De Silva, joining us now.
Good morning, Ganga.
Good morning.
I think we are seeing a good display of tennis from both players here, both going for their shots and also not holding anything back. I think this kind of a trend we will see throughout the second set as well. Both players are playing their usual game, but I feel they are not totally settled down in their own domain. But very soon I think people will be turning up a notch on both sides, so I think we'll see an exciting second set coming up.
Yes, I think we were discussing earlier also how this fantastic stage that SSC puts up every year, and you know how managing that stage also, how much it probably affects, you know. So when we go and play the international matches, how it really that kind of pressure, you know. So I think well done to the SSC Tennis House committee to every year delivering in this fashion, and I think you want to thank the sponsors who are with us.
Yes, thank you, Ganga. Actually, it's been a very challenging environment for us here. All the sponsors we have, starting from First Capital, who has been the main title sponsor, who has come forward for the second straight year in a row. Then we have PNS, of course, Head 3G Sports, who is the official ball provider, and Yeti, our hydration partner, of course, as well as Demo, which has given us all the lighting and infrastructure for the lighter tennis courts here. So we are very thankful to all of them. And every year we have had a good tournament, and it's been a good exposure to all the junior kids and kind of giving a little bit of a international flair in a local local environment for them to be prepared for their future tournaments. So we try to keep this up, and with the weather gods providing us some support, hopefully we'll get through the day and the whole tournament will finish by this weekend, and we'll have the prize giving set for next Sunday.
Yes, I think we are going into a small commercial break.
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
So we are back. Sajida starting off the second set.
I think it will be very crucial who takes the first game here, because I think that will set the pace for the beginning of the second set. So I think let's see how the two girls will fare here.
Yes, I think Neyara just has to manage her game between points, because I think right now it's Sajida is just very solid, and again I think that's a very poor judgment there to go for that slice. So I think she just needs to take a little bit of time, just settle down, maybe go to a towel a little bit more, and just take the match point by point. Otherwise this can go really fast.
Yes, very true. As what Kayanga said, I think the composure that both of them are going to maintain is going to be the key for the victory here, without trying to overdo two things and maintaining a control of the whole situation.
Yes, again.
So the patience, I think, is going to be the virtue here. I think hopefully the person who has that ability will probably come out ahead, I feel.
Yes, again another unforced error from the Neyara racket. I think, like I said in the beginning, it's about how many unforced errors she's going to minimize. So, but tennis is a very funny game. I think with Murray being 2 sets up and 2 sets down and 5-2 down, and he's coming back and winning in a 5th set. So that's the beauty of this sport.
Yeah. I think anything is possible between these two. So basically, whoever is going to maintain the depth, whoever is going to maintain the variety of shots, is going to outnumber the other person. I feel both have very similar capabilities, but who can execute it the best way, and how quickly they can take control of the second set is going to probably determine how this is going to roll.
Very true. It's 40 love on the Sajida serves, and 40 love and very quick points. I think Neyara has to really take point by point here. Super backhand down the line.
Game Razick, first game.
She took her time and executed it, kept Neyara guessing whether she's going to go cross court or down the line, and I think she took the advantage of taking it right up the alley.
I think that's the tactics that worked for Sajida throughout this match, keeping about 3 high backhands and then going down the line. I think and she's executing it to the T. It's very positive to see someone just keep going at the same thing without trying too many things, and it's working, so why change?
I think that's where I think Sajida is going to kind of control here. If Neyara does keep trying to keep changing things here and there, she might also be able to be in a pressured situation. So I think she needs to stay with her game and work towards trying to keep the points in play and not to get into a overkill of any point. I think again the patience I think on her side will probably play up.
Definitely. So that is the 5th game that she's lost in a row now. She was 3-2 up in the first set. So this is all on how Neyara manages. I feel the way it's going at the moment, the momentum's purely on Sajida. And
as the day progresses here in the morning, I think endurance will also take up some kind of a position of this match. I believe both are in fairly good shape. I believe both have been playing some active tennis in the last few weeks. So I think with the weather kind of cooperating without not having too much bright sunshine, I think they will be able to maintain the composure endurance-wise throughout the second set, even if it has to go to a third set.
Definitely, and again I think the sun has gone a little bit behind the clouds, helping the players in that sense.
Wait.
Again, another error of the Neyara forehand. Again, balls which she should be just keeping deep, just making, look for that opportunity. Again, a ball that is above her shoulder height. I think she just needs to keep her composure here a little bit. Otherwise, it's going away from her very fast.
I see the roll of unforced errors coming in from Neyara's side. So I think she's going to have to take a little bit of a hard look on what she can do and what she cannot do at this time. If she doesn't change her game too much, she will be in a situation to keep this game going. Hopefully we'll see how it unfolds in the next couple of games.
The figure we are truly missing this year is Nishan.
Yes,
I think,
indeed.
You really feel when someone's gone. I think he was a real. I think even this tournament where you can see so many things which he's initiated that the Tennis House Committee has really pulled through afterwards as well. But yes, Nishan, if you're watching, it's SS is never quite like without you. Yes.
And Nishan actually played a very key role in the last few years, uplifting this tournament to this standard.
Yes.
And we have taken into a different level. So we thank you again, Nishan, wherever you are. I'm sure you're watching this telecast. We want to extend sincere appreciation and thank you to you, and of course some guidance and direction you have given this year as well. So I really would like to see you back here soon.
Definitely.
Out.
And we need characters, young, energetic characters like this, I think, for the entire sport to come up, and I think that's why so many players say this is their favorite tournament. It's just the vibe and how they have conducted themselves, even, like I said about, getting the live telecasted and, getting the ball boys. So even for the, national finals, I don't think they had ball boys, but even the fact that SSC arranges such facilities is why the players, keep liking to play and over again.
I think even for these little girls and boys who are helping us today on court, it's a neat experience for them to be in this atmosphere. Sometimes they may have seen in professional worldwide tournaments having this. So for them it's a very exciting thing, and actually they were very happy to come forward for this. So we are very happy and thankful to Anupa for his academy, for providing these children and for giving us an opportunity to showcase them as well. I mean, they are our future stars, so they can learn from the two finalists who are playing and learn a lot about the game and the technique. So we are very happy to have them.
Again, Sajida just sticking to her basic game of keeping that ball deep and just sticking to that. I think she's just paying dividends of playing what she's good at.
I see something very interesting with Sajida now. She was keeping the ball very deep onto the baseline, but now I see she's mixing it up very nicely with a deep shot and the half-court shot, pulling Neyara out of the court. Few times I saw on the both on the ad court and the deuce court, she's getting a short ball and pulling Neyara out of the court to try to get out of position.
Yes. And I think this is almost like a coming of age tournament for Sajida and even for some other younger players beating the senior players, because and I think it's good that the younger players keep the seniors in check as well. It's Sajida getting the better of Rukshika, and then Neyara getting the better of Janali, who's been a very experienced player. So it keeps the game alive still. I think last 2-3 years we saw the similar names just making the semis and finals and semis and finals. It's I think competition is good, so that'll lift everybody up. And I think about 20-30 years ago, that's what we had actually, why we were competing in the Asian region, is because the internal competition was so high. I think that's good that Neyara is pumping herself up.
Yeah.
That's the way she knows how to do it, So
she's a fighter, and I think from anywhere on the court, any situation on the court, she is going to give her best. And Sajida, on the other hand, is very calm and quiet, and I don't think she'll get rattled or anything. She'll continue to maintain her composure. I think
definitely.
Yes.
I think it's a good matchup with the two different personalities.
I think after some time we are having a very evenly contested match, I feel, but also there's a good contrast of players and their styles, so it will be very exciting what the outcome will be today.
I feel that every time that Neyara gets a little bit on the momentum, the sun comes out.
Well, actually we can see the sun coming out again.
Yes.
Maybe the sun is pumping Neyara up a little bit as well. There's a ball change happening, new balls.
If I'm right, I think Neyara has changed her racket over the last few months, I think. as in from a Yonex frame to a looks like a Wilson frame there.
Fall. Wait, please. Out.
Again, Sajida trying to make use of the entire court there.
Last 15.
I think Neyara must watch out for that, not to play one too many of those slice forehands. I think it's good as a mix-up, but especially when Sajida was inside the court from the first slice.
Fall.
Also, I think the fact that the junior matches are going on the adjoining courts, for it's inspiring the juniors to to see this occasion happening on the first court. For them to maybe one day think
Out.
they will also
Top
get to
30.
play in front of the cameras and in that sense. So I think again such a good initiative by the SSC to go to bring you live tennis from Sri Lanka.
I think SSC does a very good job in organizing this event. Even as a junior, I was very interested in playing SSC, as it's the first tournament of the year.
Yes. Actually, it was usually in around June, where it was
15-30.
always raining, and I remember playing so many rain-affected SSCs, and I think the decision to bring it up to January, I think, has served the purpose well, and also the fact that it marks the start of the tennis calendar in Sri Lanka. I think it's such a good level of organizing. Starts off very well.
Out.
Neyara on the grass embankment over there, so you can see the
15-40.
depth and spin that Sajida is creating to push Neyara right back onto almost near the tree on the back. Again, very important that Neyara won that long rally there. I think that should give a little bit of confidence.
30-40.
Still facing another break point though. That's better. It's taking a little bit more time.
Out.
And that's the error of a racket once again to make it a 3-1 lead for Sajida.
Game Razick.
Sajida can
Razick lead. 3
just
games
play
to 1.
again that depth of the deep tennis which she's been doing. I think that should see her through this.
She's been very consistent doing this the whole tournament. I think that has been her game style for a long time, and she's pretty consistent doing that now.
Yes, I think again, coming to the point of the number of events for the women's players, I think the fact that Sajida has been playing the 18s and a couple of ITFs end of last year, I think she's got the matches in, and even her draw kind of had a little bit of tight matches before this match, whereas Neyara, I would say, had a little bit of a easier path through to the finals, playing 3 juniors, smaller matches, whereas Sajida had a Sajida had to play Rukshika, the national champion, and beat her in straight sets, and then also had to beat Vishmi, who she's previously lost to. So I think those pressure matches, coming through those pressure matches also helps when it comes to another stage like this, whereas for Neyara, this is like the first time that she's been in a little bit of a tight situation in this tournament as well. Ali missing that volley there. It's 15-30 on Sajida's serve now.
15-30.
I think this is like the first tough match for Neyara after probably nationals, so that's been a really long time.
Yes, so I mean, I feel even in your case, I think if I remember right, you had no matches before your semi-finals in the nationals, which really doesn't suit. I think you had 2 walkover, a bye and 2 walkover, something like that. So this is an area where I think the SLTA has to really figure out how the over 18 players are going to can keep their game intact.
Yeah, that's true. We have a really little number of tournaments a year, and that also women's only the main tournaments. So
yes, and I think last year the fact that there were some futures in for the men's, I think that really again brought a lot of interest back in the men's side. So especially as for the women's side too, some at least a tournament or 2 like that will really keep the players motivated. So Neyara breaks back there.
Game Weerawansa.
And
Razick
it's
lead
3-2 to
second
Sajida in the second set. Again, I think it's I would still say the momentum is a little bit with Sajida, but I think the next 2 games are going to be very crucial on how this set is going to pan out. And a good turnout, I think, from both camps as well. I could see from Dinara's camp and then Neyara's camp as well. So there's a lot of support for the players, which is really encouraging to see.
it's also good for the kids to see this, and they can get more inspired to play these tournaments and get on these stages.
Definitely. It's and I think has the doubles started? Did you play doubles yet?
No, we didn't have a doubles match
so
yet.
it's still a lot of matches to be played at this is not the last match of the or last day of the tournament, so anyone who wants to come and watch the young talent and young and old talent, I would say, in action, just pop by. I think weekdays are like after 2 o'clock there are a lot of matches going on still, and if you have nothing else to do on a Sunday, there's another men's finals match is at 1 o'clock, which is going to be very interesting with a 5-set match coming into play. So it's a very different mindset for both players, about conserving energy and how you're managing the 5 sets.
Fault. Out.
I've always felt that Sajida has a lot to improve on her net game, especially on
15
those
love.
overheads. She's, she gets into good positions to find herself at the net, but at this level, those balls should be put away. Held her nerve there. I think that was a very tricky smash as well. I
15
think
all.
probably would have been in two minds whether to hit it or not, and then she eventually did. And the ball again barely made the. I think you can see it was a very deep lob from Neyara, and then of course using that short angle to good use.
I think one point that the Sri Lankan women's tennis has to improve is the net game.
Definitely, and I think it's. I also feel there is very less doubles being coached, and I think playing doubles really helps the net game. I feel the doubles event is a little bit of an afterthought in Sri Lanka, So I think it's important that they, and also I see a lot of juniors playing doubles from the back. I think yes, that's definitely a tactic, but in terms of development, I think coaches should still encourage the kids to go up to net and don't be afraid of the ball. I think they're afraid to go to the net because they'll get hit, but I can't recall anyone being killed with a tennis ball,
But at the Billie Jean and all of those tournaments, I think it always comes down to the doubles, and that's the most crucial match and the most important.
Yes, of course, and especially when the tie is 1-all, and knowing that you have a good doubles combination, and also and definitely it helps the singles as well. When you have Citizen, all the net chords are going Neyara's way here. So 40-15 again. You can see the momentum little bit shifting, but as I kind of mentioned it's all on Neyara's racket here. I think Sajida has played a very even Stevens match throughout the match. You can see Neyara is going through the patches. When she is hitting that ball and making the lines in those patches, she'll definitely be winning those games. But the moment she doesn't, she doesn't have that extra element to really grind it out to stay in the games. So it's a positive hole by Neyara. Again, I think her positive energy is helping her through this match. She was down. She didn't win a game for about 5-6 games, but constantly being positive and bringing that pumping herself up has really put her right back in this match. Going long, struggling with that deep ball again.
Fall. ගන්න බෝල ගන්න බෝල.
No, for 2 weeks. It's a positive play by Neyara once again.
15 all.
That's her game style, coming in and
Yes,
attacking.
I think she should just stick to that and just. That's why I said earlier, allow yourself that one unforced error, that one mistake, but sometimes you just need to win about 50% of the points to win the match, even, and that's how the tennis scoring works. You see in some pro matches, when you see the total points won, sometimes you have a player winning more points but actually losing the match.
Oh, that's true.
Superb use of the court by Sajida, just using the corners very well, and that again I think the emphasis on the depth of her shots. I think that's what's really making Neyara work here. As you can see on that replay, it's right in that corner. Another unforced error. 40-15 to Sajida.
I didn't want to comment on the sun being in Neyara's favor, but
I think
it looks like you're right.
Basically, all the tournament organizers want Neyara to be playing well when they want a little bit of sunshine out. Again, positive play. I think she only knows they say the attack is the best form of defense, and I think that's clearly what Neyara is showing. Just sticking to her game. That's what she knows to do, and that's what she's gonna do. Still another game point. Neyara taking her time here. I think something that she should have done a little bit towards the end of the first set when things were not going her way. But I think that's the experience and maturity, where the players come through. Fantastic game. Amazing composure by Sajida to hold that game. 4-3. Amazing. So we are going to be joined by a up-and-coming player who went on a 6-week tour to US, who's going to talk all about that. I think it's important that the juniors and other players are aware of things like that. So this is Dinara De Silva.
Hello.
Good morning. How are you enjoying the finals day today?
Good morning. It's been a nice day. Good matches. So yeah.
So Dinara, I heard that you were on a was it a 6-week journey to the US?
5 weeks.
5 weeks. 5 weeks. That's a long time. So can you tell me what that was about, and how did that go, and what you experienced there?
Well, it is mainly to gain experience rather than go win, because European.
But of course, you wanted to win.
Yeah,
yes.
Of course. But then.
What was this tournament?
So we played mainly 2 tournaments. That's Eddie Her and Orange Ball.
So for the our viewers who don't know about these tournaments, can you explain a little bit about the Eddie Her and the Orange Bowl?
Well, Eddie Her is hosted by IMG, which is possibly the biggest academy.
Okay.
So where it's like all the good players in the world go and play.
I think I have heard that the Orange Bowl is like considered the 5th Grand Slam for the junior calendar.
Yes, it is.
I
It is
think from Federer to a lot of people have actually won the Orange Bowl. So
yes, it's the one of the under 18 Grand Slams. So it's a big thing playing there.
how did you gain entry? Were you invited? How did you qualify for this? Or
Well, it's to the USTA you register and according to your UTR.
according to UTR?
Yeah. So if you have a good
And-
UTR
And did
ranking.
the ITF ranking help you that?
Well, no, because it's a USTA registration. It's a UTR and the world tennis
15
ranking.
love.
Okay, Neyara pouncing on her serve and really getting that attacking play into action again. It'll be interesting how she goes on about this service game.
Call.
So, what would you say? What's your biggest learning you learned on your travels, and what can you say? Advise your other to really on your experience.
Well, the biggest thing I learned is that even though Sri Lanka is way behind tennis standards, it's really not tennis skills that we are lacking, but mentally they think in a different way. They're really not scared of anything. They walk into a tennis court regardless of who the opponent is. They just want to be the opponent. So they won't think as a player as women's champion or former Fed Cup player or whatever.
They really don't care.
They really don't care. They might not even know the player, how good they are, but they just want to beat the person on the other side of the net.
Yes, I think I've had that. When I've said I played Davis Cup for Sri Lanka, they've asked what is Sri Lanka, So that's how.
If you say
that's how
I'm
players
under,
in that part of the world,
they really don't care whether they are anything. Even if you say I'm under 18 champion, they really don't care because the only thing they want to do is beat the other person.
So that real competitive spirit, and that's definitely. And so what you're saying is shot to shot or anything. That's not the difference. It's just the attitude that they bring on court.
Well, at my age, at 14, I saw real no difference because I played with the winner of the tournament, and our skills I thought were the same, but then mentally I thought they were very more matured and more competitive, because I feel that's the biggest thing we lack here in Sri Lanka.
Again, another unforced error on the Neyara racket. Again, I don't think she moved into the court as much as she liked there. 30 all.
30 all.
A very, very crucial point here. 4-3, 30 all. I think very important that Neyara makes a first serve here.
Fall.
So you played Neyara this tournament. How did you find that? As in, it's the first time you played a women's semi-finals, or I think the first time you entered a women's tournament for that matter. How did you? What did you gain from that experience?
Well, it was a different experience since for me that was the first time I was playing women's, and but then I've really not played Neyara before, only seen her play. And then wishing that I'll turn 14 faster so that I can play the women's. Well, her game is more about attacking and coming forward.
Good use of the slice there by Neyara.
40-30.
Keeping herself in this game is a very important point.
Ball.
So, and what I'm hearing is you're preparing for the World Juniors. Oh no, sorry, the Junior Billie Jean King Cup at presently. How's the preparations for that going?
It's been hard because SSC getting all the team members together is not the
Yes.
easiest thing to do, since I'm playing different age categories also, and they're playing 16 and 18. So yeah, it's been okay, but then we still have a long way to go. I think we can do something great.
But I think with the SSC and then the 2 ITFs coming up, I think that will be good preparation for the tournament, especially with the event being hosted in Colombo with on the clay courts itself.
Well, that's the biggest advantage I think we have, because this heat and this clay is not really found anywhere else, especially the clay courts at SLTA.
Yes.
Because when you here, it's the Asian players who come, so Asian players from Thailand, Singapore are not used to playing on a clay court.
Yes. So definitely the home court advantage we have to make use and hopefully qualify for the main event, the final event, which I truly believe we belong in that category than this. Again, an unforced error, that last point on the forehand of going for a slice forehand mid-court. Again, I would question the choice of shots there. Again, the slice being dumped in the net. Now this will be a real
Advantage
test of
Razick.
her nerves here. Break point to go down 5-3 in the second set. So let's see how she manages this serve.
Neyara really seems to want the point to come fast, because she's not going back for the high balls either.
Fault.
Again, good opportunity for Sajida to see Neyara's second serve. Oh, what a get by Sajida. I thought it was a brave move to come into the court from Neyara. But this match is on
Game Razick.
Sajida's serve now.
Razick
So thank you very
lead
much,
5 games
Neyara,
to
for
3.
joining us. I
Thank
wish
you.
you and your team all the best and to take Sri Lanka team to the next stage of the Billie Jean King Cup Junior event. Thank you. very much. I think this has taken a very interesting turn now. It's amazing how the composure of Sajida has really come out on tops here. I think it's for any viewers and juniors watching. I think in tennis that's a very, very key factor.
I think we saw the first come on from Sajida as well, so
Yes.
that's a
That
big thing.
I mean, I feel sometimes when you watch her, you think like, is there any fire in her? But I think in a big point like that, when it does come out, there definitely is a lot of fire in her.
Out.
Neyara is not going to go down without a fight, though. That's for sure, and I'm sure Sajida knows that.
Last 15.
Again, it's interesting how Neyara is trying to find her way to the net the last few games.
She's going to try and do everything she can to keep it going here and to stay in the game for as long as she can.
Again, good play by Neyara, making Sajida play the ball. Will it be a case of the sun coming out again, Janvi?
Actually, it is.
You can see the tension in Neyara's face, you know. I think keeping your emotions in check, that's a big part of what they have to do here.
Out.
Again, I think Sajida just went for that extra little bit of pace without actually just staying in that rally like she was doing the entire match. She has the advantage of the lead, so let's see.
Fault.
Again, I think a good response after going down 5-3 by Neyara. She's not going to give this match, that's for sure.
Razick
Sajida will have to
5
win.
games to 4. Second set.
It's going to be a big hold for Neyara to hold her serve in this game.
I think the key will be the first serves here. Just make, cut a little bit of the pace off and just make that first serve a little bit in the corner. I think she was going a little bit too much on the forehand serves. So maybe just mix it up, but the important thing is to make that first serve going. Yes. Here we go. Players walking back onto the court now. Neyara will be hoping for a few first serves here. Sajida looking as composed as ever. It's that unforced error of the game for Neyara.
Last 50.
Fantastic, right on the dot. Amazing accuracy on that backhand, and she's been doing that the entire match. She's 2 points away now. Neyara just can't find that first serve, these last 2 points.
Fault.
Still no first serve. Again, a good attacking shot. She needs to string a little bit of more of that to get back in this game now. I thought that was a little bit of a poor decision making to come on that ball, and I think the movement was a little bit late. She started early and
15-40.
She's almost premeditated that ball without anticipating it really. But here we go, match points to Sajida, and there's 2 of them. Guess what, the sun's out.
I was just about to say that. Let's see how it works.
Only found 1 first serve in this whole game, and that's really hurt her. Fantastic match by Sajida. She's definitely been the best player of the tournament, having coming through a tough draw and completing a comprehensive 6-3, 6-4 victory over the much fancied Neyara Weerawansa. I think well done to her entire camp there, and again just the unfazed nature how she went about business in her entire tournament is it's very nice to see, and I think she's thoroughly deserved that, and it's nice to see a new player in this mix of the Janalis, the Savinis and the Neyaras, if you know, and the Angelikas and the Rukshikas in that mix. It's nice to see a new name also trying to make the waves in that. So again, I think both played a very positive game, and I think composure has won on the day.
Yeah, well, that's true. I think Sajida's a really upcoming player, and she's working hard towards getting there, and I mean, she deserves it. She's been working a lot to get here.
Definitely. I think it takes a lot of effort. I think you could see even in this heat the amount of they both looked in good shape. You know, definitely they could have even played, I would say, another set. And but I think it's the start of the year. I think it's a good start for all the girls here. You know, had some close matches, and I think this bodes well for a new player to be in that mix, you know, to keep that competition and to get into that that category of players. Yes, so I think from the match side of the women's match, that is the end of proceeding. But just stay tuned. They're going to have the presentation ceremony. But before that, we are just going into a short commercial break. Thank you.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද?
නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද?
නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද? අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක්
හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද? අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක්
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද? අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද? අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක් වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක්
වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
Catch the excitement real time. Be up to date with it all. Let us capture your milestones. Get it sizzling hot off the turf. Hear the experts break it down. Dig deep into the nitty-gritties. Be inspired by their greatness. Relive all the scintillating action.
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක්
වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
ලොකු වැඩක්ද? නෑ කමක් නෑ කියන්න. බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
මීටින් එක ඉවරද?
ඔව් අනේ.
බිග් මැච් එක කවද්ද?
Did you submit the report?
Not yet.
When is the big match?
අපේ රසක් මේ අපේ තැනක් හැම හදවතකම රැඳෙන නමක්
වසර 120ක් පුරා ශ්‍රී ලාංකේය රස හඳුනන අපිට ලංවුණු අපේ කමේ සංකේතය PNS.
Now, welcome back to Sri Lanka's number sports hub, the Papare.com. We're live from the Single A Sports. Tennis courts. Ladies final between Neyara Weerawansa, which ended a little while earlier with Sajida winning 6-3, 6-4 against Neyara Weerawansa with a lot of some of from that game that finished earlier. And over to Agra.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening to everyone watching us live through Papare.com and on YouTube. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and Hello. A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and good evening to everyone watching us live through Papare.com and on YouTube. A warm welcome to the on-court presentation of lady singles of First Capital SSC Open Ranking Tennis Championship 2023. We all witnessed a wonderful display of tennis from both the finalists, and with some amazing hitting, many hearts shone for the game. Both the finalists gracefully proved how life can be better on the court. So ladies and gentlemen, if you could please join me in putting your hands together for Sajida, Razick and Neyara Weerawansa. Thank you. And joining us for today's on-court presentation, we have the Honorary Secretary of Single A Sports Club and former Chairman of the Tennis House Committee, Mr. Vasantha Wijesekara, Mr. Arjuna Fernando, former National Champion and Davis Cup player, Mr. Surya Bibile, the Chairman of Tennis House Committee, Mr. Chammika De Silva and Mr. Aruna Seniviratna, Tournament Directors. We also have Mrs. Shriya Munasinghe for the presentation. To get things going, I would like to welcome the Honorary Secretary of Sinhalese Sports Club, Mr. Vasantha Wijesekara, to present the award to runner-up Neyara Weerawansa. A big congratulations to Neyara, and we'd like to hear your thoughts.
Hello. I would just like to thank the organizers and can you hear me? I'd like to thank the organizers who put this amazing match and up closer. Is this better? Sorry. I'd like to thank the organizers and the amazing camera crew for putting this amazing match, and the referees. The ball kids could, could do with some training, but that's okay. They're really small, and I'm really thankful for you guys for helping us. And thanks for the crowd. You guys were really energetic. And last but not least, I'd like to thank my family and my coaches. And sorry. I wanted to stop playing for a bit, and if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be here right now. So, and my manager Sanjay. So, yeah, big thanks for you guys, and yeah.
Thank you, Neyara, and again, big congratulations to you. And ladies and gentlemen, now presenting to you the winner of Ladies Singles of First Capital SSC Open Ranking Tennis Championship 2023, Sajida Razick. She will be awarded with the Surya Munasinghe National Championship by the Secretary of the Sinhalese Sports Club, Mr. Vasantha Wijesekara. Congratulations, Sajida, and you're all the way.
First of all, I want to congratulate Neyara. It was a really tough win, and I hope we meet again soon. Second, I want to thank the tournament organizers and everyone involved to help put this together. I started tennis picking up balls for my sister at 80 Club when I was 9, and slowly progressed from there, and I wouldn't be here where I am today if not for all of my coaches. I'm sorry if I miss anyone, but namely Dinesh sir, Chan sir, Harsha sir, Suren sir, Daniel sir, Kevin sir, and all the past coaches. Thank you for helping me be where I am right now. I want to thank the DTS community. I've been with y'all for 8 years now, and thank you for always being there for me and coming and supporting me for my matches. My friends, my sisters, Saida, Salma, Sagina. Saida is in Malaysia right now, but I'm sure she's watching the Papare live. To my grandparents, my family, and especially my parents, thank you so much for always being there for me, for everything. And yes, thank you everyone.
Thank you, Sajida. And Sajida was awarded with the Shriya Munasinghe Championship. Thank you. And also, we would like to take this time to give an appreciation for our ball girls. Thank you so much for all the support you have given throughout this tournament.
Big congratulations to Sajida as well. And that ends the coverage of the women's singles final of the First Capital SSC Open Tennis Tournament 2023. We will have the gentlemen's final, which will commence at 1 p.m. here at the SSC tennis courts. Until then, it's for the production and technical crew. This is me now with Vijay Vikrama. As I mentioned before, this is the gentlemen's singles final, which will happen at 1 p.m. here at the Single Sports Club tennis courts, the First Capital SSC Open Tennis Tournament 2023. Until we meet at 1 p.m, this is me now with Vijay Vikrama alongside the technical and production crew, signing off for the Papare.com. Sharing the passion.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night, try to catch me howling at the moon.